Right, so I've placed a bunch of gold blocks in random locations, and I'm going to have to turn this into a structure. Wherever a gold block is, there has to be a block. After some brief planning, I came up with a block palette. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go with an interesting block palette. So I've kind of gone around and chosen the general area I want to be the wall. This is gonna end up as a really strange shape, and I think I'm gonna lean into that, as you can see by these pillars aren't totally lined up. Just before we get too far, I might already change the block palette. So I've completely changed the aesthetic. I think I'm gonna go with this, as opposed to this thing. It's already quite difficult with these random shapes, so I might as well not make it harder for myself. We have our front. The front isn't too strange, but that's because there weren't many random blocks at the front. Here is where it starts getting real weird. Ignoring the weirdness, I went around using the random blocks as guidelines and working the wall around that. So I've got the rough shape of the wall. I'm thinking now I should do the roof, and I'm also thinking, instead of going like the traditional triangle roof, we could do a sort of flat roof. The only issue with the roof I'm gonna have mainly is going to be working this bit in and working this. Maybe instead of flat we go slanted, so it's lower here and then we can go up towards here. So I did exactly that, except for some reason the roof droops. But if we extend this doesn't look half bad. We could even put in a little beam. Look at that. I'm liking this so far. I'm not sure what to make this. Now we've got to turn around. This is going to be a tree, so we take up the oak logs, we can put out a branch, and then we just turn all the rest of these gold blocks into leaves, and now we just fill in the leaves like so. So this actually wasn't that difficult. Well, I mean, hang on, I'm saying that, but I haven't finished the tree. Look at that. Okay, I think that's a lovely tree. Anyway, I think we just do the roof. So I begun, and I marked out the edges of the roof first, before coming around and starting to do the rest of the roof. The front bit of the roof that was already done, I used as sort of a guidelines, and dragged the roof back from that. The walls here, because the roof is slanted, were too short, so I pulled them up before working on the droopy bit over here. This is the messiest roof I've ever done, but it's surprisingly not the worst roof I've ever done, and I kind of like it. Then I went to improve the roof a little. I am trying to lean into the more organic droopy shape, which is not something you normally do with the roof, but surprisingly, it has worked out well. Somehow, this droopy roof, it's the strangest roof yet. I love it. I kinda love it. But now, we kind of have to figure out what we're doing inside. We want an entrance to our backyard area, which out here is the backyard, and every backyard area has a lovely fence. So I've created possibly the strangest fence ever, but it weirdly works. Just like the roof. I think the moral of this video is that you can experiment really crazily in Minecraft. You don't have to build like other people. You can build quite wacky and it can still look pretty good. The first thing we want to do with the interior is figure out the floor. I think it goes too well with the spruce. I kind of want the floor to juxtapose to the walls. I think that's gonna be our floor. Now I just have to figure out the rest. We should probably put a roof in, because we don't want this roof to be the interior roof as well. And we could even go something funky like crimson. There's like a 50-50 chance I'll either like the crimson or I dislike the crimson and remove it immediately. Now we have our roof. Over here, I'm thinking we maybe do bunk beds, because that could be the top bunk, and then we have the bottom bunk, and then we can even whack. And now we have a bunk bed. I want to put something in there. A cactus. Over here, I think we put a lovely table. Now we've got a chair here, a chair there, and we can decorate the table by putting a pot, which is gonna like their drink, and then with some sort of food, like they're eating. They're having some melon. They're eating melon. They love melons. They're having a lovely candlelit melon snack. And who doesn't want a candlelit melon snack? Anyway, they have their melon. So what if here is a melon garden? I just thought about that. Maybe they're eating their own melon. Melon seed, bone meal it up. Melon, melon, melon. This is a big melon. So now it's like that one's a loose melon, that one's a loose melon, and then these are still yet to grow, because it's like these are the stems which have been cut off. They have like a little pumpkin crop as well. Now, that block, I don't really know what I want to do there. I would make that a snowman, but we're very much not in a snow biome. Pumpkin face. And isn't that lovely? I'm trying to think, how could we do a hat? If I do an oak pressure plate with an item frame. Look at that little hat. I am chuffed with that. It's not perfect, but I proper like that. We can take our shovel. We can get some coarse dirt. So it's like this is just sort of a path that's happened because they walk this way every day. And then we can make this path look a little bit more like it's been a little neglected. So they don't go this direction very often, but they go this direction very often. That's why you've got the path blocks and the coarse dirt. Whereas here it's just a tiny little path. They've only gone here a little bit, so the grass is only a little bit trampled. We can also grab some stone buttons, place these like so, and so it's like there's just little pebbles that have come off. I'm not sure what to put here. I guess it comes down to what do you put in a backyard, and I don't know. This could just be a flower garden. So they've got some flowers there. I want to put something here. We could probably get away with some leaves. Maybe the leaves are on this side of the fence, but the leaves have been growing over the fence. Look at that. I quite like this backyard. It's looking rather lovely. These melons have grown, as you can see, and I don't actually want them to grow, so I'm going to put some grass there. With this grass, they now can't grow. But also, I don't know why I haven't done this, but the grass actually works to keep this a little overgrown. Now this overgrown like bush looks even more overgrown. But now we come back inside, so they have where they can eat, but they don't really have anywhere to cook. I'm thinking this wall could be the cooking space. I still don't know what I want to put here. The only thing I can think of is going with a lantern like so. On the wall here, we could painting. We've got some paintings on the wall there. I kind of want to give that drooping roof feel. I forgot to make the roof feel a little more organic. I didn't do that, so I'm gonna do that right now. Look at that. I don't know why, but that looks so good. I love it. I don't know why, but genuinely I really like that. But now, if I make this a counter, smoker, some raw meat on a plate, polished andesite, we could even actually make this a little chimney. I've never done glass as like smoke, and I don't think I'm gonna start now. People used to use cobwebs as like smoke coming out of a chimney, and that trick would probably still work. It's not too bad. Would glass look better? We can grab some darker glass, and then here can be gray. Here is mostly light gray. See, so we've now done a gradient. It gets lighter. I'm not sure how much I like the smoke, but if there's one thing the droopy roof has taught me, it's to just be creative. So if we now jump over the fence, jump through this window, which I'm realizing I never put glass here, and then table. This is looking really good, and it's coming together. However, there's nothing in this corner here. I guess something I have missed out on is storage. So that's like the little storage area. This kitchen, there's no cabinets. We now have like these little cupboards. What am I gonna put this? What is this block gonna be? What's it gonna be? I don't know. I don't know. What am I to do? I don't know what to do with it. I really hate it. It's in the way. I don't want it there. It's just kind of here, and I can't do anything about it. It's really annoying. I'm really sad. But about a minute of thinking later, I came up with something. This is the only thing I could think of. I'm sorry. It's in the way, which is really annoying. I guess they're just really bad at interior decorating. So they've just left this pot in the way. Also, I think I kind of want to decorate that pot. If it's gonna be in the way, they might as well slay in the way. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. Okay, we're gonna tell a story. Wolf, heart, person, skull. So tell me in the comments how you want to interpret that. Anyway, I'm thinking we should put a carpet. So now we have a rug. I want to put a little painting on this wall. Look at that. We could put an armor stand and get a piston. Push that in there. A little hat stand. It's not perfect because I didn't push it downwards. I pushed it sideways, which pushes the armor stand as well. But we can ignore that. But now we have a purple hat. We have an orange hat. This is looking like it could use something. So I put a shelf. While I was building the shelf, I had an idea, but I've forgotten the idea. That's really annoying. Actually, hang on. I think the interior has been decorated a lot. I think we're done. Somehow, I turned those squiggles into a house that I actually really like. It's really creative. You walk inside, they've got a place to cook, 2 hats, 1 for each person. They've got some storage to store melons, perhaps. They've got some plates with melons. They're about to eat melons because they love melon. We come round here, the backyard. They've got a little man, a little carved pumpkin with a very lovely wooden hat. They have some foliage which is growing over the fence, but over this way they've got their little area here. They farm a few pumpkins and they farm a lot of melons because they love melons. But yeah, that was building from random blocks. I hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing. Goodbye. I love this house. The little garden. I love this garden. Oh no, I trampled across. Hello again. My last video and the one before it did really well. Did not expect that, so thank you again. And this video was inspired by that drawing game where you draw some random squiggles and then you have to turn that into some sort of drawing. Bye!